Well, welcome back. You may have noticed it's Pride Month, and it's pretty hard to ignore it. The rainbow flag has been hoisted over London's Regent Street in place of Union Jack and draped from the White House balcony in place of a star-spangled banner, which has sparked quite a backlash in the States. Have we gone rainbow crazy? Or is Pride Month more important than patriotism? We'll debate this. I'm joined by Fox News commentator Turmoil, and in the studio, the comedian James. All right, Tommy, off you go.
Oh, he's back again.
Yeah,
Does he just live at the Piers Morgan studio or something?
Piers loves this guy.
This has to be on the same day, because why is he always in a pink shirt?
That's a different shirt.
Is it?
Same color. Yeah, no, this guy just wears pink. I think he's trying to make a point.
Okay.
Point's been made. You are a donut.
You're enraged by this. Why?
Well, listen, I wouldn't say I am enraged by it, but I am irritated, and a lot of American conservatives agree with me. Now, listen, Pride Month is not a new thing. They've been celebrating Pride Month for many, many years, and most American conservatives had no issue with it until it became forceful, until it became the need for acknowledgement, the need for forced celebration, the need for forced validation. That's when you lost people. And then we took LGB and then we added LGBTQIA+++, and then we included men who dress up like women and mock women like influencer Dylan Mulvaney. And then a lot of American conservatives just said, listen, we've had enough. It's okay if you're proud of your sexuality, but why do I have to be proud of your sexuality? That's where you lost a lot of folks, and we're starting to finally stand up and say...
Firstly, one thing I want to disagree with everyone is that it's not American conservatives. It's everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone is tired of it. People are not tired of people from the LGBTQ whatever community existing. People are tired of the forced, like, accept me, you know, like, you have to... I spoke to somebody the other day and they were saying to me, do you support Pride? And I said to them, no. But I also said to them, I'm not against it either. I'm just, you know, I'm hands off of it. You do your thing over there. I'm going to do my thing over here. I don't pay any attention to it. I go about my day in Pride Month like it doesn't exist. But I'm not going out and bothering people or ruining their day. I know people that went to Pride parades and they went out to celebrate Pride and they invited me. And I just said, respectfully, I'm not coming. Not because I particularly had a problem with it. It's just because I wasn't interested. I'm just not interested. I'm not interested in talking about any of those things we like commentating on it here, but in my day-to-day, I'm not really interested in talking about it. I'm not interested in partaking in anything, but I'm also not against it. I don't care. Like, I'm hands off. The problem that people have is that when you're trying to force things on people, and when someone says to you, I don't want to partake in it, I don't support it, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're against you either. It doesn't mean they have an agenda against you. And that's where a lot of people have a problem with it. The other problem, again, it's not just an American conservative thing. This is just normal people that understand what the American flag represents. On the White House, you should not have activism flags. That is a bad idea. And when I explain this to people, they're like, oh, you know, you're being hateful, this, that, and the other. It's not, because if Trump was in power and they had a MAGA flag on the White House, what would people say? Oh, you know, why is that there? That's a sign of hate, this, that, and the other. The thing with activism flags is that they represent a certain type of people and they don't represent another type. The American flag represents everyone. So on the White House lawn, it should only be the American flag, the military's flag, and you know, if their particular states have their own flags or whatever, those flags that represent the states should be there. Those three flags, they represent everybody. But the LGBT pride flag doesn't represent everyone. It represents a certain type of people, and it alienates a certain type of other people. It just does. It doesn't matter if you think, no, there are certain people that don't like that flag. It shouldn't be put up where the American flag is in the middle. When Biden is no longer in office, and let's say Ron DeSantis comes in and he takes it down, and he puts up whatever his equivalent to a MAGA flag might be, or whatever he subscribed to, whatever activism group he subscribes to, he puts their flag there. What do you think people from the other side are going to say? It's not a good look. Just keep the American flag there, the state flag and military flags. That represents everybody. Nobody feels excluded. Nobody should feel excluded.
Yeah, nobody should. That's the key word.
Yeah, you're all Americans. You just are. Like, just over here. We fly the Union Jack, right? We're British. Do we not?
I don't know.
Our flag.
Where does that fly?
In central London.
Where and when? What, Buckingham Palace?
Yeah, even 10 Downing Street, anywhere of importance, they'll have the United Kingdom's flag, right?
Never seen it.
Sabi, come on.
I'm not even lying.
You have not seen our flag being flown in central London.
No.
Have you been to central London?
Yeah.
It's everywhere. Everywhere. It's literally hanging off almost every building. There's no way. Even at Christmas, when they got the Christmas lights on, you can see our flag. But the point is, the flag represents the entire country, but the pride flag does not. It just doesn't. It doesn't represent me. It doesn't represent Sabi. It doesn't represent a lot of people watching this video. It represents a certain type of people, and it's fine to have your own flags. Hell, we might have a Midnight Rubbish flag one day, which would represent us and people that like us, but it doesn't represent everybody, and it shouldn't go on Parliament buildings where the Queen is. Doesn't make any sense.
I think it should.
For your own narcissistic needs.
I think that the Midnight Rubbish flag should be hanging on the White House.
Why?
And I think it should be hanging on near Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, we do that. People with sharp here have guns.
I think people should have it hanging out at the windows of their houses. You know what I mean? It doesn't represent everyone else, but why not? You see what I'm saying? Do you see the point I'm getting at here?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. When we get into power, you guys are going to have some problems. Specifically because of Sabi.
Okay, trans woman. Dylan is a woman, so you got that wrong. And secondly,
well, Dylan was a gay man until last year. Hang on, Dylan was a gay man until last year.
They've transitioned; they're a woman. I think that we lost people right at the.
If somebody has a sex change to become the opposite gender, realistically, you should be affirming them by the gender they've changed into. But for some reason, so if Dylan Mulvaney was a man who transitioned into a woman, people should call Dylan Mulvaney her, she, etc. However, people always seem to use the word towards transgender people, them, they. Like this guy here was like, they transitioned. Well, no, if Dylan Mulvaney is transitioned into a woman and is now a woman, why are you not saying she transitioned into a woman? Why are you saying they? Because I've seen this happen with other situations as well. Even that Starbucks video where that person was a transgender woman, but the guy in the interview was still like, and they said this, and it's like, but isn't it supposed to just be a she? That was the whole point of having the sex change, to become a woman. You see my point here? Why are they still referred to as theys?
Well, the whole pronoun thing doesn't really make sense in the first place. So I think they end up stumbling over themselves as well.
Yeah, it is. That's why he's saying they instead of she, because the whole point of Dylan Mulvaney transitioning into a woman is to be referred to as a woman.
Yeah, you know what I found out the other day? If you misgender someone on YouTube now, you can actually just get suspended.
Is it?
Yeah, so you know the whole stance I took where just say their name?
Their name.
Just say their name.
Yeah.
And like, we obviously don't subscribe to the whole pronoun thing. I've made that very clear to people in my life and also people behind the camera. I will
Don't
not
say we. Don't bring me into this.
All right, well, Sabi will probably use your preferred pronouns, I'm assuming. I won't. I'll just say your name. That's not disrespectful. It's my worldview that stuff is nonsense, and it's your worldview that the way I think is nonsense. So the middle ground is the name. I don't think there's anything hateful about that. You're not forcing me to speak the way I don't want to speak, and I'm not saying something that's going to upset you. If you have a problem with that, then we can't have a conversation. Because at that point, you're trying to force something on me. I'm meeting you halfway, unless you're saying your name, unless we can't use names anymore. If names are bigoted.
Names are going to be offensive soon.
Yeah, they will be. Oh, I've got a video to show you.
Or
after this.
probably like unisex names and stuff, innit?
Like Ashley?
Yeah. Or Courtney.
Is Courtney unisex? Oh yeah, it is Courtney. Yeah, I've met a male Courtney before. Why the fuck are you making that noise? What the fuck?
At the beginning, when gay people were dying in the streets because no one was looking out for us. So actually what we're doing right now is just, I wouldn't even use the word celebrating. I think pride is a protest.
Is it a bit too much? In other words, do you want to...
What does that mean? What is too much?
In other words, I think with every campaign, bringing people with you is really important, right? The moment it looks like it's just over the top, like it's everywhere you go is pride, 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 pride. Do we need to be that
What,
exuberant about it.
Are you blaming gay people for that? I mean, it's
No!
not our fault that companies...
Honestly, I don't care what sexuality anybody is. I don't think most people do anymore.
Right, so...
Yeah, you know, he mentioned companies there whilst Piers was talking over him. I just want to say that I do find it funny that people can't see that companies just use you. They don't care about your pride or whatever you subscribe to. They're using you for money. You have to understand that. I really don't understand people that buy into this shit just because they're saying what you want to hear. The companies don't care. They will go with whatever is popular at the time.
I just can't believe he said Pride is more of a protest.
I thought Pride was meant to be a celebration.
I thought it was a celebration as well. Are we wrong? Can someone put in the comments if it is a protest or if it is a celebration or if it's both? Because that's the first I've heard of that, and it doesn't seem like a protest. I could be wrong. I'd love to know.
Do you know, the other day I was talking about Pride to my friends, but I was talking about Pride. So there was an organization called Pride back in the day. They used to do like really brutal fighting. So I was like, I was saying to my boy, I love Pride, but I used to love Pride back in the day. It was so awesome, you know. I was talking about, I can't remember what the guy's name. I think it was his name slipped my mind. It was this really like awesome Russian fighter, and we were talking about it. I was like, bro, I used to love that dude, man. I was saying Pride, and they were like, oh, I didn't know you were a supporter. And I was like, what do you mean a supporter? They were like, oh, I didn't know you were into it. And I was like, what, fighting? And they were like, what, no? I mean, like LGBT. I was like, what the fuck do you think I'm talking about? Then I showed them a video and they were like, oh, okay. For any of the people that used to watch fighting back in the day, if you say Pride, you're going to get people looking at you sideways. But Pride was one of the most awesome fight organizations ever. The fights in Pride was so fucking brutal. It was unbelievable.
What is the problem then? Why are you so triggered by a flag?
I'll tell you what
a rainbow flag. You mentioned Regent Street.
I'm not triggered by a rainbow flag. I'm triggered by the fact that everywhere I go for a calendar month, everything has to be a rainbow flag.
Well, I'm triggered that everywhere I go for the entire year, everything has to be straight. Why is straight everywhere?
Where's my straight flag?
Why am I constantly
Where
getting straight
is my straight flag?
Why are straight people holding hands in the street?
When have you ever seen a straight flag?
Why has Mickey Mouse got a girlfriend?
Tell me one straight flag hanging right now anywhere in the world.
Why are straight people
Where is the straight flag?
Identity?
Where's the straight flag?
Everywhere.
Where's my straight flag?
It's everywhere.
It's never been a straight flag.
You're a straight flag.
This is the most childish shit I've ever seen in my life.
It's so childish, but it's like, how can he say...
Do you remember that kid that, I think he was on TikTok, and he was like, I now identify as somebody that is super straight?
No.
So
I never saw that.
There was this whole thing going around that if you don't like trans women, if you don't want to date trans women, you're transphobic. So he came out with a new sectionality. He was like, I'm super straight. So super straight means I can only find women attractive. And he got so much backlash for it. I was like, wait, hold on. He's kind of got a point though. If you're straight and you're saying straight people are transphobic for not dating women because not dating trans women, then surely super straight would sort that out, right?
Yo guys, I made a new sexuality now, actually. It's called super straight, okay? Since straight people or straight men as myself, I get called transphobic because I wouldn't date a trans woman. You know, they're like, would you date a trans woman? I'm like, no, why? That's a female. No, like, that's not a real woman to me. Like, I want real woman. No, you're just transphobic. So now, I'm super straight. I only date the opposite gender, women, that are born women. So you can't say I'm transphobic now because that's just my sexuality.
See what I'm saying? But why is he not allowed to say that?
I don't know. But we're super straight, right?
I'm super, super, super straight.
I'm Super Saiyan 4 straight.
Bring Tommy back because this made me laugh. Demi Lovato has revealed she got tired of using they, them pronouns due to constantly having to educate people about it. She said it was exhausting. Well, I know the feeling, Demi. She's exhausting, isn't she, Tommy?
It's all exhausting. Listen, nobody cares what you choose to be. It's just this. Everybody has to keep up with what you feel like today or tomorrow. Everybody has to change the way that they address you. And if somebody, heaven forbid, makes a mistake, then all of a sudden they're a transphobe and they're akin to a domestic terrorist. It is absolutely ludicrous.
That's absolutely
and to go
not
back
true.
To this
That's
pride,
and by the way, how many letters are there now?
No, I let you talk.
Well, yeah, exactly. What is
I let you talk.
You finish, Tommy. Yeah, finish. You're right. Finish your point.
Yeah, and there's another part of this whole pride thing. Listen, if it was just rainbows and love is love, there's no problem with that. If you look at a 9 or 10 of these pride events, it's grown men and grown women wearing bondage gear, smacking each other. Often children are involved to watch this spectacle.
No, then.
I mean, my goodness, if you want equality...
Well, Sam Smith,
Yes, they are. I have been around enough of these Pride events. Yes, they are.
I've seen enough videos.
I've been there firsthand. Children are there. There's too many children there. They are there. And I always ask the people I'm with, why are there kids here? And they just shrug their shoulders. No one's got a good answer for it. Children shouldn't be there. That is a lie. I have seen it firsthand. There are way too many children at these Pride events. And even if I wasn't there firsthand, the videos are all over the internet. There are literally entire accounts that have Google Drive, like, worth of children at Pride events or children around sexually charged things that they shouldn't be around. It's a lie to suggest otherwise. The videos are all over the internet. And enough people have seen it firsthand. And I will never, ever understand the parents, whether you're part of the community or not, that take their children to a celebration of sexuality. That's what it is. Pride is about celebrating your sexuality. It is an adult, and that's the thing. When you say that to them, they're like, oh, you're being bigoted. Well, we're not, though. We're just saying don't take kids there. If there was a celebration of straight sexuality, a whole Pride, a whole month celebrating, there was like, you know, they were going to parks and they were celebrating it, I wouldn't take my kid there. What parent in their sane mind would?
I just wouldn't take my kids anywhere where things are of a sexual nature.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's a simple answer. It's not for any other reason except for the explicitness of these types of events. I wouldn't take my kids wireless.
Yeah, I wouldn't take them there either. Have you been to Wireless Festival? There ain't no place for children.
Yeah, I just wouldn't take my kid anywhere that's...
I was at Wireless Festival last year, and this girl ran past the security. Her top was completely unbuttoned. Her tits were just flailing all over the place. And when she stopped in front of us, all of us were like, what the hell is this girl? And she didn't cover up. She's standing there with her tits out. I literally went to the back of the stand. I was like, I ain't not dealing with this shit. She was getting way too close to people. And I thought that's why it ended. We're leaving now. We're getting ready to pack up and go. And there's these group of girls and one guy, dicks out. These girls are, you know, they're not wearing much. I'll say that. It's not a place for children. These are all straight people. I would not bring my kids anywhere.
We didn't know each other them days. Like we did, but we didn't. We didn't talk.
No, we did speak a little bit, but we...
No, because I would have said like, oh, I'm at Wireless.
You weren't at Wireless.
I went Wireless last year.
You weren't at the one that I was at. I was at Wireless North. You were at Wireless South.
Oh, okay.
You see Nicki Minaj?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the other one.
Okay,
I was
so
at
you
the
saw
one.
J. Cole.
Yeah, I was the one with J. Cole.
Oh.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's gay or straight. Things of a sexual nature. It's like when you go to watch a film. You wouldn't take your kid to watch Brokeback Mountain, surely. You wouldn't take your kid to watch Brokeback Mountain. You wouldn't take your kid to watch, I don't know, what's a sexually charged film?
Friends with Benefits.
Yeah, I wouldn't take my kid to. How uncomfortable that would be to watch with your kid. That's uncomfortable.
Wolf of Wall Street. You're not taking your kid to watch Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, you in Moulin Rouge. What was that film that Jennifer Lopez released about the strippers?
Yeah.
Just no, it doesn't matter if it's gay or straight. You don't take children to watch these things. That's why they have age ratings.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even take your kid to watch gory things, right? You're not going to take your kid to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You're going to scar them for life.
I wouldn't even take my kid to watch I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Nah, that film's scary.
What was the age rating on that?
Don't know.
I Am Legend. Yeah, I mean, certain age, definitely not. I mean, some of the scenes in that are pretty graphic.
Yeah, but then it's what age is appropriate to start bringing kids to events like this then?
I think 18. I think you should be over the age of 18 to go to events like this. We've seen the shit that goes on at these. Forget Pride. All the other events that don't celebrate Pride, they're just, you know, gay or straight people there. We know what happens at festivals. Why would you think a festival specifically celebrating sexuality would be any better? Why would that be the place you take children? If the normal ones are bad enough, right? Wireless, Boardmasters, Sundown, all these festivals, Glastonbury, you don't take children to these things.
Nah.
Why would you take them to Pride? I mean, then why is it bigoted to say that? Can you not see why you look stupid when you say that? You're trying to make it, you're trying to like do these ad hominem attacks on people, and you're trying to make it an emotional thing and call people bigots because they don't want to take their children anywhere around Pride, as if, you know, gay people have the lurgies or something. But it's not that. You're celebrating your sexuality. So if we can recognize that we don't take our children to Download Festival or Glastonbury or any of these other places, why would you take your child to Pride? That's a sex festival, basically. Not everyone's going to be having sex there, but you're celebrating sex, right? And I'm sorry, man, I don't mean to throw gay guys under the bus, but straight guys get a bad enough rep with not being able to keep their hands to themselves when at festivals, right? What do you think gay guys are doing? Let's be honest here, because guys are going to be more willing to free up. You want to take your children. Yeah, that's where you want to take your children. I'm not even taking a shot at gay guys. That's just that straight guys we get a bad rap for being horny, right? You go to a festival, they say stick with your girls or your guys. Don't wander off because you don't know what's gonna happen. You go to a festival with gay men, where everybody's happy to partake in a little bit of sloppy toppy, whatever they're doing, and you just let your child run off. I'm sorry, like I'm not attacking gay people for that. That's just it's a sex festival. I'm sorry, that's what it is. You're celebrating sex. What are you laughing at?
Sloppy toppy.
Everybody else, he's always up there.
They. Sam is a they pronoun. Sorry, please finish.
Sam used to be a he too, right? And we can't keep up with any of them. Demi Lovato used to be
Demi's
they, them.
exhausted.
Now
so
she's
funny,
a she again. He's been a he. He wants to be called they, them. He'll be back to being a he again.
It is so funny.
They can't make their minds up what they are.
Both of you are straight, and you're saying you're exhausted.
How do you know I'm straight? How dare you guess my sexuality?
Like, let's not play games here. It is exhausting.
I don't remember Tommy revealing her sexuality.
There are
to
72 countries in the world where it's illegal to be gay. That's why.
Right, answer me one question. Answer me one question. And I'm with you on gay rights to equality. Absolutely, 100%. Always have been. Answer one question.
Come on, man. We know you ain't marching for people in Zimbabwe or Ghana or whatever. We know. Just stop chatting shit. You're gonna have to have a good time. Fine, it's whatever. No one cares. All he's saying is stop trying to force it on people and stop including children. If you're in the comment section saying, yeah, we march for people in other countries, I'm gonna call you a liar. I don't believe you. Just say you're going out for a good time. You're celebrating being sexually liberated within your own country. Being free.
Well.
But you ain't marching.
To be who you want to be.
You ain't marching for fucking Babatunde in X place in the world. Don't lie. That's cap. We know it's cap. You know it's cap.
How many letters are there now in the official?
That's such a pointless question.
How many are there?
It's a flag that represents...
How many
letters? I don't even know.
How many are there?
I don't need
exactly
to know.
my point.
I don't need to know because it's not about
There
the
are
letters.
so many letters now, we can't keep up with it.
It's not about that. It's about inclusion.
Nobody knows if they're an L, a G,
people.
a B,
yes,
a T, a Q. And now we found out, according to the John Hopkins Medical University in Baltimore, that apparently lesbians are now no man who have relationships with non-man having a relationship with a non-men.
I personally don't even know what you're talking about. What
exactly, nobody knows what they're talking about.
The pride flag is there to represent LGBTQ plus people and minorities. And like all sorts of movement, like Black Lives Matter, the reason it's so loud and to quote you, exhausting, because we need to...
All right, but I do want to come back next time I speak to you to the straight flag that you say exists, which I've never seen. Right. Because I want my own straight flag. Sure. Tommy, great to see you. Great to see you,
May I wish you a happy Pride Month?
You may, go on. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Biz is a fucking child sometimes, I swear. But he makes a good point. He does make a very good point. I mean, it is exhausting. I'm sorry. It just is. It's very annoying trying to have conversations with people, like genuine conversations, because you feel like you have to tiptoe around people. And then you try to meet people halfway and you just get fucking shit on. It is tiring. And I don't understand why people can't understand why people are rebelling against it now. It's very obvious as to why what's happening is happening. I don't really have much more to say on it. It's, it's fucking... I'm even tired talking about it. Look at my eyes, have gone red.